Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Today we are going to take a look at the three vendors in Justice League Dark to clear out some confusion. But before we do that, I'd like to point out that we've reached 5,000 subscribers, and for that I have to say thank you guys. I was hoping to be able to make a special video, but sadly I did not get the chance to do that. I might try to do something special this weekend. If not, I'm very sorry. Let's say I'm a little busy right now. So let's take a look at the three vendors. There's a few confusion, a few questions concerning the three vendors, so I'm going to try to address that right now. So let's take a look at the first vendor. First, let's take a look at our friend, the Argos Supply Officer. Basically, the Argos Supply Officer sells the Batman 80th Anniversary emblem, and he also sells the Argus gear, but he sells the regular version of the Argus gear. So if you were wondering where to get the regular version of the Argus gear, this is where you can get it. And also he's selling various boxes, selling base items and that kind of stuff. Also, this vendor, it's the very same vendor that you have at the entrance of the portal. I'll show it to you just in case. So you can see at the entrance of the Chaos Gotham map, we do have the Argus Supply Officer. It's the very same vendor that I just showed you in the map. This time they've decided to split the three vendors, and now at first I didn't understand why, but now it makes some sort of sense. The Argus Supply Officers is available to everyone. If you are a free-to-play player, a premium player, or a legendary player, you do have access to this vendor. Sadly, you do not seem to have access to the other two vendors, which I will show you in just a minute. Also, there's a little thing about the Batman 80th Anniversary emblem. I'm not 100% certain about that, but I'm pretty darn sure. There was someone who basically purchased the Batman 80th Anniversary emblem on the vendor and somehow could not redeem it on his other characters. From what I understand, I could be mistaken, but I strongly believe that the Batman 80th Anniversary emblem, if you purchase it from the vendor, it's only available for your character that purchases it. If you want to have the Batman 80th Anniversary vendor emblem on all your character, you have to buy it from the marketplace. The problem is that if we look in the description, it does says that this item is redeemable for every character in the account and is not tradable. But so far, from what I understand, when people purchase it from this vendor, they don't seem to be able to redeem it. Or if they can redeem it, they didn't seem to know how. So I won't take any chances. If you want to be able to have the emblem on every single characters in your account, I strongly suggest let's go see, just to be sure. It's basically $3. $3 to have the emblem on every single characters in your account. That's not a bad deal. So if you don't want to take any chances, I would buy it from the marketplace. This way you're going to have access to the emblem forever. Because from what I understand, if you purchase it from this vendor, it should be available only for the character that purchases it. I could be mistaken on that, but I pretty much believe that's the case. If you guys did purchase this emblem, let me know in the comment section down below if you were able to redeem it on every character in your account. So we've looked at the Argus Supply Officer. Let's take a look at the second vendor, which is the Argus Special Requisitions. So the Argus Special Requisitions basically sells you some phylactery, basically some augments for your character. And it sells you the Infernal Imp gear, which is the Son of Belial gear, if you look at the style. I didn't make a video about that because I think I have like 2 pieces of the gear so far, so it'll take a while before I can make a video about that. In order to be able to gain access to this vendor, sadly I believe you have to be either legendary or you must have purchased the episode. So you have to be basically a premium player who did purchase the Justice League Dark episode. From what I understand, free-to-play player don't seem to be able to purchase items from this vendor. Just to be sure, I could be mistaken, but I've seen a few comments of people who somehow could not purchase those items. So the only reason I can think of is that either they're not legendary, or either they did not purchase the episode. If any of you guys know more about this, feel free to mention it in the comment section down below. It'll be much appreciated. So again, the Argos Special Requisitions, sadly I believe it's only legendary players or players who did purchase the DLC who have access to this vendor. And last but not least, we have the Bound Demon. The Bound Demon sells basically the elite gear. Some of you guys have been asking, how can we get some elite renown? As you can see right now, I don't have any elite renown. So in order to be able to purchase this gear, you must play the elite version of the raids. Again, I have a few people who somehow could not purchase the gear for some reason, and they could not find the elite version of the raid. Basically, if you are a free-to-play player or a premium player and you did not purchase this episode, you do have access to the missions, but you have access to the missions through the events tab. So you can play the event version of the raids, but sadly, playing those versions will not allow you to be able to get the elite gear. In order to be able to get the elite gear, again, I strongly believe you have to either have purchased the episode or you have to be a legendary player. And if we look in 8-player missions, you can see the Justice League Dark missions are here. It's the very same missions, except that here these are the event version of the missions, and here you have the regular version of the mission and the elite version of the mission. So you can see there's a Fellowship of the Arcane, the regular version, and there's Fellowship of the Arcane, the elite version. The same with Shattered Gotham. We have Shattered Gotham, the regular version, and Shattered Gotham, the elite version. In order to be able to purchase the elite gear, you have to play the elite content. You have to play the elite version of the raids in order to be able to get renown, in order to be able to purchase the gear from our old friend here. So again, here he's selling the enhanced version of the gear. So if you want to be able to purchase that, you have to play the elite version of the raids. I know I insist a little bit, but sadly I've seen people who did not seem to... There seemed to have been some confusions, either in the way I explained it or in what people were asking. But basically, if you want to have the gear from our friend, the Bound Demon, you have to play the elite version of the missions to be able to get the renown. And once you have enough renown, then you can purchase the gear from our old friend here. So again, just to be sure, the Argos Supply Officer is available to everyone, free-to-play players, premium players, or legendary players. The Argos Special Requisitions, I'm pretty sure it's only for legendary players or players who did purchase the Justice League Dark DLC. And the Bound Demon is for players who did play the elite content. You have to raise your elite renown enough so that you can then eventually purchase the gear that the Bound Demon is selling. So hopefully this made some sort of sense. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. So again, guys, thank you very much for 5,000 subscribers. It's much appreciated. And that is pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Obviously, this channel wouldn't be where it is without you. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.